Mr. Mar, if you're seeing this, here's to the good times when Corona was an awesome beer name and a much awesomer stripper name. And if you didn't want a Corona infection, the mask you wore went over your other head. Back to a time when the only influencers that the world couldn't get rid of soon enough were posting selfies for a living. The Corona situation in India is getting pretty unreal. Each day the news seems more and more like a montage from a disaster movie. Now I don't know for a fact that somewhere out there is a muscular bald man on a mission to smuggle the vaccine out from a secret Chinese lab. I just know it's true though that we're all f***ed if the virus has a chance to mutate before he gets to his catchphrase. My life finally feels like a shiny big budget Hollywood movie. I even get to play the role of uncredited extra. My character is raising twins and my catchphrase is, get some wet wipes and a green water bottle. My character is here to tell your congregation of liberals, PCs and hippies that you guys might sorta need to keep tabs of what's going on here in India. The entire premise of this channel is that Indian news could be surprisingly relevant for white people.
Good day.
For example, Corona-wise, it's kind of crowded and tropical here. So if we screw up, you guys can stay at home and play the banjo all you like. But these guys are going to be saying, I told you so. And you don't want to give them that satisfaction. I also believe that Indian insights could be surprisingly insightful. For example, if you guys add some Indian herbal butter to your next Thanksgiving dinner, you might be surprised to find that that racist uncle that all of you guys seem to have is actually sweeter than the sweet potatoes. And that if you bribe him with enough cranberry sauce, he may finally admit in public that that call was far from perfect. Now, anyone is free to disagree with that particular insight. Only if, and only if, they come up with a more rational explanation for how these guys are BFFs. Fortunately for you guys, as far as apocalypses go, outbreaks rank way lower than tsunamis or getting colonized by parasitic aliens.
Good day.
So we seem to be on top of this virus shit for now. But unfortunately for you, Mr. Mar, the only way this virus is stopping a man who has so much immunity, his weasels are protected. A man who is still around after getting caught red-handed with his pants down and his privates dangling in the cookie jar is if Rand Paul decides to exact revenge on Trump and secretly sneezes in the Oval Office. Mr. Mar, deep down inside, you know that if Corona isn't going to evacuate the White House, then these models from a Prolax ad are highly unlikely to get the job done. And as you prepare for 250 weeks of Orange is the New White House season Dukes, this uncredited Indian character from the movie about your life thinks that you and your congregation of liberals, PCs and hippies could do well to get a new hobby. But first, a word from our sponsors.
We at LTBM made a commitment to the American farmer, a commitment to keep it 100.
Left doing job out in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never saw the good side of the city till I hitched a ride on the riverboat train. Big wheels keep on turning, drive Mary keep on banging, rolling, yeah, rolling on the river.
Want some fucking
LTBM.
Don't you wish everyone had some goddamn
LTBM.
Everyone can.
If you enjoyed that content, please subscribe to LTBM today. If you really enjoyed it, share it with a friend. Thank you. Mr. Mar, all I'm saying is add a little bit of India to your indica and follow this brown rabbit down to a place where you guys might find new hope. Because in India, people did something much harder than getting rid of an eccentric billionaire who turned politician. We got rid of politicians who had turned billionaires. If the world's oldest democracy is looking for answers they can't seem to find, maybe looking at the world's largest might help. Sure, as democracies go, we've only been around 7 decades. But if Corona has taught us anything, it's that being the oldest isn't necessarily a good thing. Mr. Mar, your congregation of liberals, PCs and hippies do not know for a fact that the Buddha once said, you always find what you're looking for in the last place you look. They just know it's true. And besides, They say data is the new oil. And in 2019, the population of two entire Americas exercised their right to universal adult franchise when India held its elections. Now, I don't know for a fact that only internet porn allows a larger group of adults to exercise anything. Mr. Marr, in case you've noticed, we are 5 episodes in with Letters to Bill Maher. And this is the first installment of Hello Bill. Now, I'm not stalking you when I tell you that I'm stalking you on YouTube because I think you are a rational genius. Now, rational can be politically incorrect sometimes. In fact, rational is politically incorrect most of the time. And you said that a long time ago, back when VHS tapes were high technology. And when my Indian friends ask, why the letters and who the fuck is Bill? I tell them that the letters are for any American who cares to listen, especially the liberals, and that they just happen to be addressed to you because I figured that you must be king of the hippies. A man who seems to have figured out how to get paid millions of dollars for just getting high and talking on live TV. At least Martha's friend here had to invent words that rhymed with schism. Mr. Marr, I'm also not stalking you when I tell you that if you think the race you're on is getting a bit too wacky for your liking, sometimes you just need to stop your car, take your shoes off, and walk on the grass for a while. And who knows what you may find. If a brown rabbit then proceeds to lure you down a rabbit hole to the land that invented chess, and it occurs to you that when the board leaves you with no room to move, exchanging pawns opens infinite new possibilities. Just like today's new rule for PC Principal and Friends. New rule: if you are unable to fathom how people can just ignore overwhelming evidence of a fast approaching climate disaster, then you must agree that there is overwhelming evidence of something that may destroy the earth before global warming gets a chance to proper f*** the polar bear. Mr. Marr, it is my firm belief that concepts like left and right, true and false, may vary depending on the observer's frame of reference. So it is not a mere coincidence if all observers everywhere, independent of their frame of reference, agree that the mainstream media can go F themselves constantly. In my last episode, I introduced a section called Just the Tip. Just the Tip reorients your frame of reference so you can make sense of Indian politics. Just like today's
Just the Tip.
Kapil Sibal, India's Rudy Giuliani. Both men are lawyers for the dynasty, and both men gave the exact same answer when asked, how big was the largest baby that you've ever eaten?
Just the Tip.
Until the next episode, Mr. Marr, you stay virus safe, and you may want to like, share, subscribe, because in the next episode, we're going on a trip to Atlantis.
Overhead, the albatross stands motionless upon the air, and deep beneath the rolling waves, in labyrinths of coral caves, the echo of a distant tide comes wellowing across the sand, and everything is green as submarine, and no one showers to the land, and no one knows the words so wide. Something stands, something tries, it's time to climb to the borderline.
Subscribe to LTBM today for 100% handcrafted Indian bullshit. Get 100% more bang for your bong. Because man, you're worth it.